Good day everyone. My name is Daryl Almanayan and this time I am going to share with you another short story, one of the most interesting story entitled The Lottery by Shirley Jackson. But before I will going to discuss or share with you the story, I will discuss first or let us know first who is Shirley Jackson. So Shirley Hardy Jackson was born on December 14 in 1916 and she died on August 8 in 1965. Shirley Hardy Jackson was born in San Francisco, California. She was an American novelist and short story writer. And also, she was best known for her chilling and controversial short story entitled The Lottery, which was published in the New Yorker in 1948. Jackson showed an early interest in writing, keeping journals and writing poetry during her childhood. She developed a disciplined routine, writing at least 1,000 words a day. And also, she graduated from Syracuse University in the year of 1940 and married fellow student named Stanley Edgar Hyman. She began publishing short stories including My Life with R.H. Mazzie, her first nationally published work, and Jackson died suddenly from heart failure in the year of 1965 at the age of 48. And also around in 2 decades, she produced a significant body of works including 6 novels, 2 memoirs, and 200 short stories. And they have 4 children of Stanley Edgar Hyman. Now, these are her other novels and short stories, or these are her works. No? First, we have The Road Through the Wall in the year of 1948, Hangsaman in 1951, The Bird's Nest in 1954, The Haunting of Hill House in 1959, The Sundial in 1958. We Have Always Lived in the Castle in the year of 1962, and she also wrote numerous memoirs, Life Among the Savages in 1953, and Raising Demons in 1957 about her life with her 4 children. So now let's go to the formalist analysis of the short story. But before that, let us know first who are the characters. Let's start from the characters of the story. First, we have Mr. Summers. So, Mr. Summers was the jovial and seemingly harmless official who runs the annual lottery. He is the leader of the village and responsible for the ritualistic process. And then Mr. Graves, the postmaster who assists Mr. Summers in organizing and running the lottery. He is a quiet and compliant figure, following the tradition without question. And the third character is the Old Warner, the oldest and most traditional villager. He has participated in the lottery for 77 years and he is a strong supporter of the ritual. And next, we have T.C. Hutchinson. So, the protagonist of the story and the unlucky winner of the lottery. So, she is T.C. Hutchinson. She is a seemingly average villager who initially seems to be accepting of the tradition, but eventually becomes the victim of the ritual. And then Bill Hutchinson. So Bill Hutchinson was T.C.'s husband. He appears to be a passive figure who accepts the lottery's outcome without much resistance. And then Bill Hutchinson Jr., Nancy Hutchinson, and Dave Hutchinson. So they are T.C. and Bill's children. They are primarily depicted as innocent bystanders to the lottery and aware of its true nature. Next character is Jack Watson, a young villager who draws for his mother and himself in the lottery. He is represented as a nervous and anxious participant, potentially representing a generation questioning the traditions of the past. Next is Steve Adams, Jane Dunbar, Mrs. Delacroix, and others. They are the remaining villagers who participate in the lottery. They represent a collective force of blind conformity and tradition. Now let's go to the settings of the story. First is the small village square where the main gathering place for the yearly lottery. Next is the Hutchinson family's home, a typical house showing the villagers' everyday lives. Then the village black box. It is an old box used to pick the lottery winner. Then a summer day, the seemingly idyllic summer day with its warm weather and glowing flowers. And in the woods where the stoning happens, showing hidden savagery. And now let's go to the influences, because my part of this report is the biography of the author, the characters of the story, the settings, and the influences of this literary work. First influence is this one, Haunted by Chuck Palahniuk. In terms of content, Chuck Palahniuk's notorious story certainly falls far afield of Jackson's. But the author himself has testified that he was inspired by the lottery to try his hand at a transgressive narrative that would unsettle his audience. Anyone who's ever read Guts or heard it performed by Palahniuk would be hard-pressed to deny the author's success at the task. So in here, in Chuck Palahniuk, it says here that the author Chuck Palahniuk was influenced by Shirley Jackson. The reason is that Palahniuk was inspired by the power of the lottery to create a disturbing and unsettling narrative. They both explored the unsettling darkness hidden beneath the surface of seemingly ordinary communities. Jackson's shocking revelation of ritualistic violence in a seemingly normal village finds a parallel in Palahniuk's graphic depiction of disturbing acts in Guts, highlighting the capacity for cruelty and unexpected horror within everyday life. And another influence also is this one, Dark Harvest by Norman Partridge. Norman Partridge's Hallowed Halloween novels presents a small town given to performing a sinister annual ritual, which helps assure bountiful crops. Also analogous to Jackson's narrative, the winning of the content wage on the night of October 31st proves quite the losing proposition. So in here, Norman Partridge's unnamed novel shares a striking resemblance to Shirley Jackson's The Lottery. Both stories use the same basic setup, a seemingly normal town with a yearly tradition that turns out to be horrifying. A contest or a lottery leads to someone's death. Norman Partridge did not copy Jackson's plot exactly, but he used similar structure. A normal setting turned disturbing to create the same kind of suspense or horror. And I guess that would be all, and that will be all for my part, and thank you for listening.